Hey, Joyce. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi.
Hi!
Pwede ko kayong sumagot. Okay lang. Hello. Ayun, may konting lag kasi para pa rin tayo nasa Zoom. Ganun ba yun? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joyce Trivino. I'm honored to be here. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I'm sorry if I kind of entered in a funny way because you were still having a conversation with Mel in the back, but I'm here now in the front, and I'm really grateful to be here. So I was tasked to give a 15-minute talk, and if you've ever seen me talk, then you know I can talk really long. So you're nodding, you probably know, right? So I listed down a couple of things that I wanted to share with you guys here today. So I wanted to start off by introducing myself. I am a broadcaster. I've been a host and a digital content creator for about 10 years now, and recently I did get married almost 3 years ago already. Can you believe it? And my baby just turned 1 year old. Palakpakan po natin. Yun, I think that's, out of everything, that's the biggest achievement I've ever had in my entire life. But I wanted to share with you something that's very, very personal to me. Something that I know that Sagip Babae is really all about. Now, I want to ask you guys here, if you have ever experienced anything that has affected your mental health negatively, can you just, this is a safe space, raise your hands with me? Anybody here who's experienced something that's affected their mental health negatively? That's right. Thank you. Thank you very much for your vulnerability. I wanted you guys to see that amount of people because I want you guys to realize that having experiences, especially traumatic experiences that need healing, is an absolutely human and normal thing. It's something that we all go through at some point in our lives to some certain extent. And if you think you've never gone through that, then good for you, but you have to also recount what are the experiences that you have that has also affected the way that you deal with your relationships and even with yourself. So, I wanted to share with you my healing journey so far. Kung alam niyo po yung pinagdaanan ko nung bata ko, or alam niyo yung background ko, then you know that I didn't come from an affluent background. Hindi mayaman yung pamilya namin. And my family was a very unstable and chaotic home to grow up in. And it was really difficult, which meant that I had to go through a lot of difficult experiences growing up, traumatic experiences that affected me mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. In 2016, I got diagnosed with bipolar and depression and anxiety, and I started medication for that. It didn't work for me, but what did work for me are these 3 things that I'll be sharing with you. First and foremost is a change in lifestyle. When we talk about mental health journey and healing, hindi natin masyadong kinoconsider yung importance of lifestyle. But if we want to heal as a person, we have to remember the holistic healing. What does holistic healing look like? It doesn't just mean taking the medicines or going to a therapist. It also means watching what you eat, figuring out what your lifestyle is like, and figuring out the kind of relationships that you're in. Are those relationships helping you to grow and be healthy, or are they actually pulling you back from your healing journey? Number 2, don't be afraid to ask for professional help. The reason why I said yes to being a part of today's event is because I believe that Sagip Babae believes in the power of asking for help. It's so important to humble ourselves and realize, you know what? I need professional help. It's not a bad thing to ask for help. Kailangan natin tanggalin yung stigma na pag humingi tayo ng tulong, ibig sabihin may mali sa atin. Hindi po yun. We are asking for help because we want to be better. And who doesn't want to be better? Do you guys want to be better?
Yes.
Yes, right? You don't want to compete with other people. We want to be better in ourselves and in our own journey. Third and finally, the most important thing in my healing journey is really my relationship with God. When I went through a lot of traumatic experiences, I had to ask myself, mahal ba ako ng Diyos? Meron bang nagmamahal sa akin? Because let's be honest, one fundamental need that we all have as human beings is the need to be loved. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
We need to be loved. We need to feel safe. And I only got that feeling of safety and the fullness of love in my relationship with God. So I hope that encourages you also to go on your own healing journey. But since today, I'm sure you've heard a lot of insights on what healing is all about, I wanted to share with you 3 things on what healing is not. The first one is, healing is not instantaneous. Can you repeat that with me? Healing
It's not instantaneous.
That's right. What does this mean? Hindi po tayo bigla ang magiging okay. After going to one session of therapy, after talking about your problem that one time, it's not gonna be okay all of a sudden. It's not instant. Healing is a long and grueling process. And it's gonna be hard, and it might take months, it might take even years, and sometimes we might even leave this world without being fully healed. But one thing that I can tell you, healing will come in spurts and in processes. So hold on to the process and realize that it's not instant, but all things that's worth having or worth waiting for or worth working out for. Number 2, healing is not linear. Can you repeat that with me?
Healing is not linear.
What does this mean? Ang healing, hindi siya ganito yung itsura. Hindi siya isang ganyan lang. Healed na ako. Healing looks more like this. I feel better today, I feel not better. I feel a lot better today, and this sucks. I feel better today, and then, it comes in peaks and flows. And I think the reason why most of us stop in our healing journey and we go back to the kind of habits and lifestyles that we know are not good for us is because dumarating tayo dun sa point na, teka, hindi ako ulit okay. Baka dapat idire-diretso ko na lang na hindi ako okay. But in reality, healing journeys are not linear. There are days when you feel better, and then there are days that you don't feel so better. And that's also why it's so important to not compare ourselves with other people. Because sometimes we compare our trough, or yung mababang point natin, to the peak of another person. So stop comparing yourself. It's not a linear journey. It goes in undulations of highs and lows. And finally, I wanted to share with you that healing is not achievable alone. Can you repeat that with me?
Healing is not achievable alone.
What does this mean? As human beings, one of our themes is that we are relational by nature. What does that mean? We need to be in relationships for us to be able to survive. From hundreds and years before pa lang, tribal tayo ng mga tao. Hindi tayo nagsusurvive in the wild on our own. We need our tribe. We need people around us to help us grow, to help us heal, to help us be the best versions of ourselves. And so today, I want you to look at this event, this foundation, as a reminder that healing cannot happen for anybody else and not even for us on our own. We have to be present with other people, and we have to be present for other people if we want healing to happen for them. Sometimes just showing up for other people already helps them grow and be better and helps them in their healing journey. So I urge you guys, no matter what that looks like, if that looks like a text message or a phone call every so often, if that looks like volunteering for Sagip Babae, if that looks like fostering relationships that really urge healing, just be present for other people. And if you are someone that wants to heal as a person, try to find good relationships that will help you in that process. Because you cannot do it alone. Can you repeat that with me? I cannot do it alone. Go!
I cannot do it alone.
We can't do it alone. We're not designed to be that way. We're designed to be in healthy relationships to help us thrive. And finally, because I feel like I've spoken so long already, I'm going to leave you with this quote from one of my favorite books. If you want to know more about how traumas really affect our bodies and how you can heal from them, one of my favorite books is The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk. And this is a quote from that book. He says, "Being able to feel safe with other people is probably the single most important aspect of mental health. safe connections are fundamental to meaningful and satisfying lives. So if there's any prayer that I have for each and every one of us here this afternoon, it is for us to have meaningful, satisfying, helpful, and loving relationships. Not only for ourselves, but for us to be a part of those kinds of relationships for others. If you're here today for Sagip Babae, that means that you believe in the power of healing, that you believe in the power of community, but you also believe in the power of being present for others. Ang dami ko nasabi, mawawala yung other ko. What is life for but to serve others, right? We cannot always seek for our own happiness, our own successes, and our own individual paths. What makes life beautiful is us showing up for other people. And I'm proud of each and every one of us for showing up here today. And we hope that you continuously show up for others who need their healing and in their journeys as allies, as supporters, and as fellow healers as well. Once again, my name is Joyce Trivino. Maraming salamat for having me here today. God bless you guys. Let's enjoy.